Well, we had 3 players on the board. When we were making the picks, when we were on the clock, we had several names on the board that allowed that we would have been comfortable with. So we chose to move back and felt we would still get one of the 3 guys that we were targeting. Had an opportunity to move back again, but it definitely ended up with a player that was rated very high on our board. A lot of value.
So what is it that you like about Harrison?
Coach? No, there's a lot of things we like about him. Obviously, he fits our culture, number one. That was a big thing for us, as Coach and I have talked about a lot. He's an excellent football player. He can play left side, right side, could potentially play guard. So there's a lot of versatility as well. But that's we've got a plan for him for sure.
With the reports regarding Cam Robinson potentially missing time due to the suspension, how much did that sort of influence your selection today?
Everything plays into the draft. Everything plays into the pick. But, again, I can't stress enough, our board was set. We knew that there was a pending situation for a while, but our board was set strictly on ability, the value of the player. And we just, Coach and I talked a lot about it, just trust the board. Let's walk away from the first round with a player we really like and covet, regardless of the position. So there were multiple opportunities. If it was that big a deal, we'd obviously made that pick and not traded back. So we feel really good about how the day went. We got a lot of picks to go here in day 2 and day 3.
For Doug and Trent, but Doug, what kind of coaching did Anton get at Oklahoma? Because it seems like that's just such a great pipeline, offensive line to the NFL. How much did that influence, and what kind of coaching has he received?
You can see it in his play. You can see it in his development, and it's, obviously when we get our hands on him and Coach Rauscher gets his hands on him, he'll just be able to continue what he sort of has built and what he's put on tape. And there's a lot of consistency in his game. You love everything about his length and athleticism, how he moves, his strength. All things, as Trent mentioned, that will fit us. And we're just excited for Anton and just getting in that offensive line room, getting around, the other guys in that room, and getting to work.
Trent, I know there probably were some guys still available that you didn't think might be there, maybe like a Nolan Smith or a Joey Porter Jr. at that point, both the tight ends. Was this a hard decision to stay with Harrison, or were you tempted with some of those other positions, some of those other guys, based on your needs?
Again, without going into where we had guys valued on the board, because that doesn't help us long term, we felt really good about the pick, and there was no sense in trying to. We had opportunities to move back some more, and we just felt at that point in time there was too much risk involved. We felt really good about the pick, and Coach and I looked at each other and said, let's make the pick.
Doug, Trent kind of talked about Harrison's versatility to play different spots along the offensive line. He said you guys have a plan for him. Where is the plan for him to start? Start working, because he has to kind of, learn one spot first, right?
Yeah, obviously tackles the spot, to learn, and we'll get him in here and get him going. The biggest thing is just get him around the other guys and get him in that room, get him with Phil and Coach Washington and the guys, and just start the learning process. But right now tackle will be the first primary spot for him. But as he develops and grows and just see where he can best help us, win games.
This is for Trent. Trent, with the extra draft capital that you have picked up, do you view that as possibly an option to move up a few spots, if need be, in the second or third round?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was one of the things that Coach and I talked about as the thing was unfolding. We knew we didn't want to make any big moves back, but when the opportunity came to move 1 back, pick up some draft capital, and then move 2 back, it was just too good a situation for us based on the way the board sat at the time. Then when it got to the point where we made the pick, we just felt there was too much risk in going any further back, because we had some opportunities, like I said earlier, to move back again. We could hear you.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
I'm the last person that needs a microphone. Number one, how nervous were you when there was that run on offensive tackles early? Number two, I believe this is the first time you've ever picked an offensive tackle in the first round?
No.
No? Okay. All right. But first time in a while?
Since 2000, I think it was 2010 draft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emotions for you knowing that the edge rusher position is so critical, and you guys just said last week addressing pass rush is still important, and obviously there's still 10 more picks to be made for you guys, but knowing you had to go this route.
Well, we didn't have to go this route. You know, there were, like I said, we had some players valued. We stick with the board. You know, the value of the pick is important to us, and how that's our philosophy. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that's how we set the board. It's not based on need. It's based on the value of the pick, and we felt at that time, you know, when we made the pick, he was the highest valued player on our board. We made the pick.
Trent, does it matter when you set your board, is it just about their talent, or is it about what you can get now that you know you can't get later?
Well, that's when you get into trouble, when you know that the position group may be thinned out. You know, there's not enough numbers in the draft at, let's say, tackle, and you start moving guys up and pushing their value above what their true value is. We try to set the board, and Coach and I work tirelessly along with the other coaches and personnel staff, really work hard at it, making sure that when we pick a guy and place him on the board, I should say, that the value is right, that we're going to get that type of player when we make the pick. If we pick a player in the first round, we want to look back and say, you know what, that was good value.
Trent and Doug, in terms of Anton as a person, was there any cool story that you heard, any interaction you had with him that stood out to you?
Well, for me, the interaction that we had with him at the combine stood out. You know, really a mature young man, good head on his shoulders, spoke well about a lot of things, spoke well of his family. That was important to him. That's important to us. You know, so just really felt the culture fit was really ideal for us.
Phil, obviously, been able to go to Oklahoma, watch Anton work out at his pro day. And how big was that for you guys' evaluation, just for him to get those eyes on him up close?
Well, the more you get around guys, you especially get your hands on them and get to feel them, especially the bigger guys, the O linemen, D linemen. You know, there's some value in that when you get the coach there and they can not only feel the power and see them move in person, but then spend quality time with them, several hours on the board, just talking to him, getting a feel for his football and IQ and just his passion for the game. And he's a young man that checked all the boxes for us.